Shimin Tai Chi and Stonegate Wellness, here with my buddy Matt Bias. Matt Tuff, he's going to be the guy that's going to spend some time on the ground for your education and edification, so make sure you give Matt some love in the comments. We're starting a new series. We're going to be talking about Tai Chi and self-defense. You know, as a Tai Chi instructor that really does Tai Chi as my principal form of martial arts, I get asked a lot, well, can you actually use Tai Chi in a fight? And the answer is absolutely yes. If I went into a fight, I would use it like Tai Chi. But people often don't know how to use that. So we're going to kind of break it down and show you some of those things. And the secret to that is what people see in the Tai Chi form is not necessarily exactly how you use it in the fight. Because the Tai Chi form is blown up, it's large, it's exaggerated so you can learn the movement in the body. Would in a fight I ever go like this? No, because it takes too long. Fights happen very quickly, the motion is very quick, very engaged. So we're going to break it down and show you the Tai Chi principles that you can use every day in self-defense, okay? We're going to start out with a grab, because that's, you know, not everyone's going to get punched, but at some point most people are going to get grabbed. So if Matt walks up and grabs me, the first thing I need to be aware of is by him grabbing me, he's committed energy, okay? He is attached to this hand. And that's one of the things that we want to bear in mind with a grab, either whether I'm grabbing an opponent or they're grabbing me, is he's got me, but at the same time, to some degree, I also have him. And this is where some of your Ting Jin or your listening Jin comes in, first Tai Chi principle. Because what I want to do is, as this grab comes in, I want to move with this grab. So if Matt backs up a little bit, what I don't want to do is walk up, let him grab me, and then try to wrestle with him. Because at this point, it's strength on strength. And there are certainly things I can do, and I'll show you some of those towards the end. But optimally, what I want to do is move with that grab. So as Matt comes in to grab, as he commits, I'm going to move. So you can see how that immediately takes Matt in because he's expecting to have a firm point of contact. Now you can see how, where I grabbed him, what I'm doing is where his hand is, I'm coming in and I'm essentially with a little bit of force striking down into the joint of his wrist because I want to put a little bit of a bend into his wrist. What I'm doing is I'm activating the proprioceptive nerves that notify someone when their joint is over-bending. What those nerves do is they cause the muscles to shut down so that you don't overstrain the joint. That's why when someone's twisting your arm, you feel like, oh, and your legs kind of start to go. That's your body saying, hey, fall down so you don't lose the joint. So I'm going to come into that joint a little bit because that's going to get Matt to come down just a little bit, okay? So he's going to grab, I'm going to move with that and come into that, and you can see now I've got him moving down. Now from here, there's all sorts of things I can do. I've already got this hand over his hand. Now I don't have to be strong to do this because you'll notice I've got my Tai Chi pull alignment. I didn't lean back to pull him. I stepped back and sank. That's my weight. My hands are very close to my body. That's my weight moving against him because I don't want to try to come out and grab. This is a struggle. You know, if you're a small person and you're fighting a much stronger opponent, this is very difficult. I'm just right here. I've got a hold of their hand, and what I'm going to do now is I'm just going to take my whole body and I'm going to roll. Okay? And that's going to bring Matt to the ground. Okay? So let me show you that again, and it's very simple, and this is nice because you don't have to be strong to do this at all. And this is about really developing that Tai Chi sensitivity because this works best if I maintain a continuous energy. I don't want to have a point where the energy stops and I have to pull against Matt. So I'm going to do it fairly quickly. Matt knows what's coming. When you do practice this, be careful with your partner. You can hurt people doing this, especially when you start speeding up and moving at speed. Matt's my trained partner. He knows what he's doing, so we're going to go ahead and go through this a little bit more quickly. So he comes and grabs, I sink and walk. And you can see how that requires very little effort on my part because I'm using my body weight and body mechanics. I'm essentially standing like this and just sinking and turning. And this whole time, my Tai Chi pole stays in really good alignment. I might guide him just a little bit with the shoulder, but by and large, I'm right here. So regardless of my size versus my opponent, it's not that big a deal unless they're so much bigger than me that my body weight is completely overcome by that single arm, okay? So that's going to be a basic thing against the grab. Now I can do the same thing to the other side. If he grabs, we're going to go through this one a little bit slower. If he, well, no, same arm. I can come in, I can sink down, and I can just turn the other way and bring in, and that's going to bring him down in much the same way. Coming across the elbow is usually stronger. I typically, if I'm going to turn, I want to turn into my opponent's elbow, not into the bend. Just as a general rule, because if I get my body weight into that elbow, that's going to bring them to the ground with less effort, okay? So that's a basic defense against the grab. Now the thing to practice when you practice stuff like this with your partner is what I really want to work on is as he comes in, before I even work on the throw, is as he's connecting, sinking back and trapping, okay? What I want to do is right at that moment, right before he gets there, I want to bring that in and move with that because that's going to draw him in. I want to work on the accuracy of seizing the wrist to keep his hand bent, okay? And I want to work on keeping my body really connected and turning. But what makes this so Tai Chi is that it relies so much on the sensitivity. Now, you could say, oh, I see that in Jiu-Jitsu, I see that on Aikido. All of that is true because a lot of these fundamental principles are the same across martial arts because martial arts are a style or a concept, but in the end what we're talking about is movement. It's the way a body works. It's body mechanics. And what we're focusing on from Tai Chi is the principle of the sensitivity, getting that awareness of the timing of your opponent, feeling when their energy is connecting and drawing that energy in so you can use that energy to bring them to the ground. And that's one way to counter a grab. Now, what we want to do is we want to open this up to you guys, our loyal followers and watchers. We want to know what you want to know. What situations, what movements from the form, what types of applications are you interested in? So please leave your questions in the comments below. We're going to start making these videos on a regular basis and answering your questions each and every time. So let us know what you're interested in. Click a like on this video, share it out to your friends so that way we'll get even more great questions from all of them. Make sure you subscribe to the channel if you haven't yet so that when we do reply to your question, you make sure you get it. We'll see you guys next time.